Hey, Rockstar teachers and homeschool parents. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about how to use the writing program that you've already purchased that's in a PDF form online with distance learning. I do have some digital writing programs finished, but this tutorial is for those of you who do not want to purchase the digital and want to use what you already have. You can certainly do that with online learning. Okay, so what you would want to do is, first of all, I'm going to share my screen. If you're on Zoom, you can do this as well. You can share your screen with your students so that they can see you and they can see the screen. And you can move yourself around however you want to. Okay, so if you've already used the program, you know that there are anchor charts, there's mentor text, there's modeling, there's practice, there's note taking, and there's applying what you've learned. Well, you want to start off with the teaching portion of it and put the anchor chart directly up on your screen share. If you don't know how to do that, or whatever application you're using doesn't do that, you can always print it out and put it on the board behind you or in front of you and talk about it. So you want to talk about the actual anchor chart because that is the meat of the lesson. Then if the lesson has mentor text with it, if there's mentor text directly on the page, you could do it screen share that way. If not, you can grab, I don't even have a book right here to grab, but you could grab a book and show them, you know, where it is, or read it to them so that they can hear it and how that portion, that lesson is said within that mentor text. As far as modeling, absolutely screen share, or if you have a board back here, you could do that. I think screen sharing is the best way to do it if you're able to do it that way, because you can show the students directly on their screen what the modeling is. Let's skip on down. Okay, so here's the modeling for this lesson. So you can go through and talk to them about it, and you can use your scripted lesson plans to give you ideas on what to say to the students. So that would be screen sharing. Now, when you get to the interactive notebook, what are you going to do? Okay, there are several different ideas for you. Number one, if you can print stuff for the students or the students can print at home, absolutely still have them do an interactive notebook, because they can, you know, take that time at home to build it together. And I mean, one of the downfalls of interactive notebooks is there's never enough time to do all of that and get it all put together. So a lot of teachers are cutting things out themselves. Well, being that they're home now, they can do all of that from home. But I completely understand that there are some places that you cannot do any printing or have them print at home. So what do you do then? What you would want to do is have them open up a new document, whatever documents you're using, whether it's Word or PowerPoint, or whether it is a Mac document, and have them take notes there, because note taking is an important part, because just taking that anchor chart and reiterating what you've learned really helps the students. And it just engraves it in their brain when they're, you know, retelling what they've learned. So have them keep some kind of a notebook. They can keep a regular notebook and write notes and not have the interactive parts. Or you can have them do it digitally online and have the document like I just mentioned. Then let's talk about practice. In one of my blog posts, I explained to you how to use PDF in Google Classroom. So there is a way, and a lot of teachers think, oh gosh, you know, how am I going to do this? I have all these great materials, but they're in PDF and it's not compatible to Google Classroom. But it is. If you go into your PDF There is a way that you can take separate pages from the PDF to send to students. There's also a way for the students to use the PDF in Google Classroom. The one I recommend, because it's free and it does a lot of amazing things, is DocHub. And it should be a choice within Google Classroom. If not, it's very easy to grab that app. And what that does is allow students to be able to write directly on that page. So it might not look, you know, it might not be your digital interactive practice like the digital version has, but it does have some ways of for you to do that. Like, for example, this one. So what they would do is they would just form their own little text box in here and write directly on it. And it's super easy to teach them how to do that text box. DocHub makes it very easy. So they would just do their little text box and write directly on there. And then they can send that particular page back to you if that's something that you want to grade. That's about it. Let me look at my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, I did write down here, how do you take a look at their interactive notebook when you're not with them? If you had them making a notebook, you know, a physical notebook, whether it's an interactive notebook or their own notes. Simple. All you have them do is take a picture of what they are working on and send it to you. And then that way you can see what they have done. I hope this has helped. I know a lot of you are scrambling for the new year and trying to figure out how to do different things. Check out rockandresources.com. I have some things about PDFs on there and what to do with them, and it gives you specific details on how to do it. So make sure that you check that out. But you got this. I mean, you guys are awesome teachers and homeschool parents. You got this too. You're going to do well. Make sure you use the Facebook group. And if there's any questions you have, put it on there. No question is silly because you know somebody else out there might have the same question. And I check that daily, or I have someone from my team check that daily so that we can, you know, answer those questions for you. So that's about it. And I hope you have a wonderful school year and you got this. Oh, I'm still on here.